What do you think? Look, first and foremost, not only have we seen this beat on the top and the bottom line, it also announced the first dividend and a $70 billion buyback. We'll talk about Microsoft in a minute. Put that to one side. What about Alphabet?
Alphabet, I mean, look, anytime you want to get Wall Street's attention, announce you're going to do a dividend, right? I mean, of course, that's going to make people go crazy. And what's interesting about it is it's, I think, yet another sign of sort of the maturation of these big tech companies, who didn't always follow the old Wall Street rules. And yet now here we are. They're doing that. We've seen a couple of tech stocks start to announce dividends over the last year. And I wouldn't be surprised to see others do it in the future as well. So, but look, the bottom line is it is about Google Cloud. Their cloud business, they've been a number 3 player. They're still number 3 versus Amazon and Microsoft, but they're quickly gaining ground. And what we saw with both Microsoft and particularly with Google is that a lot of the business that they're getting is specifically around AI workloads. Remember that Google's came up with the idea of what's called a transformer model that's driving large language models and generative AI. So they were the company that came up with a lot of the basic technologies there, and they haven't really taken advantage of that quite as well as I think they could have until recently. And now you see full force, they're really kicking in with this. I was at a conference of theirs just a couple weeks back, and the story they were telling about the new services they had for AI with Google Cloud was pretty impressive. And clearly customers see it that way because they're seeing that business and they're expecting growth. And like you said, 4x quadrupling of revenue in the cloud business is enormous for them. So good sign moving forward. And they got the advertising side working as well, which is interesting versus, say, what happened with Meta.
Indeed. I think the big question for market investors right now, though, around Alphabet is something that you also alluded to, which is how they're going to be monetizing generative AI. Is the company making strong enough, fast enough inroads into those new monetization channels?
It's a great question, Dan. I mean, there's a couple of things they're doing. Number one, like Microsoft, who has their Copilot for Office, Google has an AI offering for Workspace, which is their Office productivity suite. And so that's one area. It's just starting, just as it is with Microsoft, but they're clearly doing it there. But I think a lot of the initial focus is going to be on a lot of these AI workloads of companies who want to tweak their own models. They're not necessarily, if I'm a Coca-Cola or a General Motors or whatever, I may not build my own foundation model, but I'm going to customize it, and I'm probably going to use the big cloud guys to do it. And Google's got, again, a lot of offerings there to make that process easier to do. They recently announced their Gemini, their big new large language model, the latest version of that. So all of these things play into it. So I think you're going to see Google approach this from multiple different angles as far as AI monetization. And we're going to see that slowly build over time. And I think that's why people are excited about that. And that's why, obviously they had a robust forecast as well. And on top of the dividend, it made for a great story today for them.